Hey, welcome to the Foster Fathers Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Kyle.
And this is a podcast all about foster care, adoption, and fatherhood.
We hope that you feel welcome. We hope that you feel that you belong. And we're glad that you're here to share this time with us.
Let's go.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the Foster Fathers Podcast.
Yeah, dude.
We're not going to go through introductions because that's in our introduction. But every week I'm tempted to do it. Yeah, I'm. Someday I will be trained and ready, dude.
Dude, it's all good.
Trained and ready, dude. So.
Yeah, man. What are we talking about today, my friend?
Dude, can I do a This Week in
This Week in Foster Care?
This Week in Foster Care. Just quick, easy one. But my birthday was a few days back,
yeah, it was,
dude. 36 now. And
shout out Barbarian Brewing.
yeah, dude.
Sponsor us. We're waiting for one, dude.
You every week.
If you happen to know a beer company, sponsor us.
But my son, our 8-year-old, got super excited and went to Jessica and said, Jessica, I want to get Kyle a gift.
Aww.
So, dude, he went out and bought me this hat that I'm wearing for all of our listeners out there who don't get to see it. It's just a fun all-around hat.
Patagucci.
Seems like something that you could wear in the water, out of the water, on a hike, on a bike, anything. But really, just the thought, in today, he said, you said that hat was your favorite hat, your new favorite hat. He said, did you mean that, or were you just trying to make me feel good? And the thing is, the hat itself, I do like it. It's very comfortable. It's just, but honestly, just the thought that came behind it.
Dude.
So,
an ode to one of the greatest movies of all time, Moneyball, at the end. He slides it across the Jonah Hill. Because I watched the movie, I didn't read the book.
Right.
And he says, wow, that's a high number. Dude, it's not about the money. It's what the money says. It's not about the hat.
It's what the hat says, dude. So
Dude.
that was awesome. So yeah, dude. Anyway, that's This Week in Foster Care.
So how do I get my kids to give me good gifts?
I give them a couple years. They're still young. Your kids are still young, dude.
Say, thanks for this drawing. I love this drawing. I'm just kidding, dude. My kids are great.
Dude. Yeah. All right, man. This week, what are we chatting about? And if you could give me just a little context of why this is something you think is important.
Well, I'm a nerd, and I have this wonderful tool for YouTube that will tell us a little bit, within reason, what people are searching.
Okay.
Specifically, wow, that's a hard word to say. Specifically in the realm of which something you look into, which for us is foster care and adoption.
Right. So what's on people's minds?
Yeah, that kind of gives us a little bit of enlightenment on maybe what we should talk about and contribute our less than educated opinion to. But this week was, is foster care good or bad?
Whoa.
Which is like, I'd really never given fully, potentially, the thought that foster care could be bad. And, there's obviously instances of this, and so I thought we should talk about this.
This is a tough one.
So let's talk about why we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And then before we talk about it.
Why is this important?
Well, you tell me. Why is this important?
Well, I think a lot of people get hung up on the reasons why people qualify or disqualify themselves for foster care. A lot of times it comes down to, I can't deal with the system. Oh, I could never give a kid back. Those are things we've talked about before. But I think underlying all of that, they're trying to figure out, like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? And it seems like such a good. I know this has got. I don't have the full script of what we're talking about, but it seems it's such a good thing when you see this. But there's a million stories about how bad it can get.
Well, and I have to color in potentially the idea that someone is searching that because they may be wrestling with the idea of either, one, they were in foster care or around foster care and they're curious what it was in more detail, or they're on the track of trying to figure out if they should adopt domestically, internationally, or foster care. There's kind of three routes when it comes to this life. Yeah. And so...
Man, this is a lot. We could actually cover a lot.
Yeah. And so answering that question is obviously like a broad scale thing, but it's also what is the answer? And I think we landed on one. I think I texted it to you, so I'll say it. Are you ready?
Shoot.
Okay. I think foster care is a good thing born out of a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think that is something we both in our conversations over the last few months at this point, sit across the table from people asking us about foster care and our experience and things like that. And although it's very hard at times, I think we'd both agree that it's worth it and it's good.
Yeah.
But foster care wouldn't exist.
It's making good of a bad situation.
Yeah,
right? Would that be
foster
the way
care-
that you could
Yeah.
sum it up?
Foster care would not exist if everything was right. I mean, think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah. If drugs didn't exist,
Yeah.
anger and violence didn't exist,
Dude, if
neglect and selfishness didn't exist, dude.
So it was bound to happen. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and the craziest thing about this whole situation when it comes to foster care is we've come across. It feels like we've never come across the same case,
Yeah.
the same situation.
Right.
Sure, there's similarities. There's large similarities, but man, every case
No
is so
two stories the
nuanced.
same. No
Yeah.
two stories the same.
Like, I mean, we talked about that. Our buddy who has an international immigration
Yeah.
foster child.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, is that even what? How did that happen?
Right.
And so it's just crazy. And so say we're sitting across the table from somebody and they're asking us that question, where do you start?
Well, I mean, you got to break it down. What are the bad? What is
Yeah.
the you do? Well, actually, let's ask this question.
Well,
do you want the good news first or the bad news first?
let's end positive.
Okay, so what's the bad?
Well, the bad thing is that this represents trauma for a child. Let's talk about just the child for now.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Like, the child obviously has little to no say in the matter. It didn't likely contribute to the situation.
Right.
And this is honestly the fruit of a parent's actions or the byproduct of some pretty poor decisions made by adults. And
Yeah.
so that in
This
itself,
kid is a victim. This kid is a victim.
this kid has experienced trauma,
Yeah.
and this is how they've entered the system.
Yeah.
And the system is then, if you take it to the next level, is an overworked state program, probably, because of the realities of most situations.
Let me know one government portion of the government or governmental institution that's run effectively, dude. I will eliminate. I will eliminate the full budget deficit. Yeah. Anyway.
That's not gonna happen. Have you heard that theory that Chick-fil-A should be running the government?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Because
absolutely,
the way they run that line,
absolutely, 100%.
and they'd say my pleasure.
I actually just had this conversation this morning with somebody. But anyways.
So Chick-fil-A sponsor us. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so let's get back to it. Let's get back.
It's a good thing. It's a bad thing because it's birthed out of trauma. It's
Right.
birthed out of a huge hard moment.
Right.
And then this is something that child, whatever age, this is a myth, right? A baby doesn't experience it.
Wrong.
Yep. In
Wrong.
what book?
Babies do experience. Babies do experience trauma.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
no matter what situation, this is a bad situation.
Yep.
This is something that has been hard. And now they have to go enter the roller coaster ride that nobody signed up for.
Yeah.
Of placements.
Yeah.
Appointments.
Yeah.
Court dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, dude.
Even just today, I was running some bills at the bank and talking to the lady and just explaining the situation. We needed a receipt from the purchase of our car for a reimbursement we're gonna get, and I was explaining to her, oh yeah, so this is why I need it.
How did you get your car paid for?
Yeah, no, yeah. I said this is why I need it because I need to submit it for this situation. And we just bought this car because blah blah blah.
A Subaru, obviously.
Yes, a Subaru because we're
Patagonia,
hippies. Yeah,
Subaru.
it's all tracking. Anyways, and she says, "Wow, congratulations." I said, "Yeah." So she goes, "How's it going?" I said, "Oh, we're moving to adoption." And she says, "How's it? That's so exciting." And she said, I've had a neighbor. I mean, I've had probably if I had $1 for every time, somebody said that's so exciting, and
they mean well.
It's very hard because yes, it is exciting. Like there is this darkness giving birth to light. There is a hard situation that has a hope ahead of it. But on the back end is this. These parents who are have thrown their lives away.
Ugh.
You know, on the back end of it is a kid who may or may not ever see his parents again. You know, on the back end is a kid who's conflicted.
Yeah.
Do I love my mom? Do I hate my mom? Right? Do I love Kyle?
Or I should
do I
hate
hate
my
Kyle?
mom. I
Right.
should hate my mom. Why do I love my mom?
Right. You know, and then there's the question of you know, do I love Kyle? Do I feel guilty about loving Kyle? Because if I love Kyle, do I hate my mom? You know, all of that stuff. And so, yes, there is the good that we are looking toward. You know, the good, but the bad is that this whole situation is very dark.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
you know, yeah, so you're bringing light into a dark space. You're bringing good into
as
a bad
Switchfoot would
space.
say, where
Yeah.
the light shines through.
Where the light shines through.
Boy, love it. But let's just caveat real quick into adoption, because those same things exist.
Yeah.
This is like, in that case, most cases, at least the adoptions I've been around, domestically or like through agencies direct,
Right.
the answers are pretty clear. Likely, these kids won't see their parents again.
Yes.
If internationally, it's very likely
Yeah.
that they won't ever. And like, there's that whole process that is, I mean, hard.
Right.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Talking,
Am I unloved?
yeah, survivor's guilt,
Yeah.
all those things, and talking to a few guys at your birthday party,
Yeah.
and the beauty of them understanding that they're adopted, they're loved, and they've dealt with a lot of that stuff in the past. That's amazing.
Yep.
And so I'm like, dang, that's great.
Yeah.
But it started with a bad thing.
Right.
Okay, so then we move into foster care is a good thing birthed out of a bad
Yeah.
situation. We talk about the initial trauma,
Yeah.
placement. Now they're in a home, and let's call it what it is. In our situations, I think we are relatively good humans trying to be and raise good kids,
Yeah.
and enter a great home. But for every one of us, there seems to be a bad situation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I see somewhat of what you're alluding to, but I mean, the bad of what the stress, the anxiety, the worries, the logistical nightmares that you're that are experienced.
Somehow I have to work still.
Yeah, I'm still working, barely, because it feels like I'm constantly at like a therapy or a state visit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think though in that I wouldn't say it's bad, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, learning, you know, I got to a point, I think my anxiety got just super high, you know, trying to manage the emotional toll that this was bringing on. It felt bad at the time.
We should talk about mental health on our episode.
We should talk about mental health, dude. That's like 4 episodes worth.
Yeah.
You know, and at the time, I would say it felt like it got really bad.
Yeah.
You know, my ability to cope and I feel, speaking of bad, I feel like a bad parent because I'm ill-equipped to take care of kids who have experienced what they've experienced and to navigate, you know, creating a safe environment while also creating a constructive environment, you know, for school, for all those things. It's very complicated.
Nice.
But I wouldn't say that it is innately bad. I think that's kind of where it hits neutral, that there are good and bad things, but a lot of it is just, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. So
it's absolutely hard. And that's like, you have to learn to navigate. Hopefully this is one of those resources that help people navigate that.
Yeah.
But there are also the realities that foster care does bring up people who are doing it for a paycheck. People, like, seriously, maybe not less in our world at this moment, but maybe we don't know about it, where there are people who, you've heard the stories of, they have 8 foster kids they barely take care of because they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing.
You know, I feel like I have a closing statement, but and we're not near the end yet, but I just want to say is that I think, you know, what we're getting at, what we're trying to say is that, can it be bad? Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anything can be bad.
And I think that's one of our motivations for being here. I mean, it's twofold. It's like encouraging people to say, you know, hey, here's 2 guys that are just, I feel like we're average dudes.
Average.
You're slightly above average. I'm slightly below, but we average out.
We average out, yeah.
To be average.
We're averagely average.
Averagely average.
Yeah.
But, I think the motivation, one of the motivations for us is that we want to make good. We want to encourage people, good people to do the good part of it. That there can be some bad, that there can be people who, find a way to make money, find a way, people who for some reason get into it and really just are bad parents already to start with. And so I guess like the situation of itself is not innately bad. It's what is made of it that can be bad. Yeah. And so we need people who are introspective, self-reflective, and willing to grow, willing to do the hard work, realizing that hard is not bad. Yeah. But wanting to make good of a bad situation. And so I think my answer on is it bad is
can be.
Its brain comes out of it bad. Is foster care in and of itself bad? No. We can make it better. We can make it. We can do good things with it. We can do good things with it. Will there be struggles with inside that? Yeah, but we can do good things with it. So, is it good? Give me a couple ideas of what you have for is foster care good?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of wisdom in navigating a situation as it comes up. So as you grow up, as we raise kids, at least me, and you can do whatever you want, but I want to teach my children to understand how to react to a situation that happens positively, good, do the right thing, essentially. In a lot of these situations, a child finds themselves in a situation they didn't plan on.
Right.
And then now you, as a foster parent, did the training, did everything you needed to, and then you've entered into a situation that's imperfect. And so life is mostly how you respond to situations like that, not necessarily how you go, not what you do, it's how you react to it.
Yeah.
And so in my case for foster care is good. We are reacting to a situation before us in a good way. Right?
Yep.
We are providing a home.
Yep.
The love that we can give to these kids to cover, hopefully. I mean, hearing some of the stories from your buddy at our buddies at Barbarian the other day was like, man, I know my parents love me.
Yeah.
My adopted parents. And that covered not everything.
Right.
So, is foster care good? Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to do the good thing.
Yeah.
As Ted Lasso says, it's never the wrong thing to do the right thing.
That's good, dude. Yeah. That is good. I look at today our kids getting to engage in, an after school program. Last week I was able to take our oldest out mountain biking. Yeah. And these are not things that inherently make for a good life. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to make a good life, but these are good things like laughter, joy, community involvement that I know they wouldn't have gotten before, and even just coming to a point, if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, it was a little bit darker time, I probably would have said, foster care sucks. I don't know if it is good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. That's not as you should. That's not what I show up here for. But having a couple moments to just laugh and see my kids operate in a carefree environment, right? Which, man, I'm doing my best to just eliminate the anxiety that I feel. That's good. But
you're doing a good job, buddy.
Seeing them laugh, seeing my son just laugh hysterically, dude. Yeah. It made me think like, man, I mean, this is good. Like I couldn't look at that and say that it is. I couldn't say it's those moments when all of that other stuff disappears, and I think it's not dangerous. It's hard to hold it in contrast to what came before. Yeah. I think sometimes you have to say, this is like we talked about, this is what is birthed out of, this is what the darkness that it came out of. Mm-hmm. And that's no longer contribute, it contributes to how, but it comes to a point where we're setting this to the side and we are moving forward And so we're wiping the slate clean, and we're saying good things are happening. Kids are being built. They're being strengthened. My kids are learning to read when COVID hit, they had nobody, their mom did not engage in school.
Wow.
Whereas a lot of parents and struggled to engage, they did not engage at all.
Yeah.
And so my kids continued, they fell behind academically. And seeing that now, like, we're making progress.
Yeah, dude.
It's end of the school year, and we had a school end review for one of my sons, and the biggest compliment that they could give, and I took my son out for ice cream after this, and I said, hey, you may be behind. I didn't say this to him, but I'm thinking, this is a special education teacher saying, hey, dude, you're behind on reading, but your kid is far ahead in how he treats us.
Oh.
Like, compared to the other kids in this class, like, he treats us with dignity and respect and kindness. And it was like, all right, dude, you're getting ice cream. Like, I don't care that you still are failing at your failing at all of your reading tests, at all of your comprehension tests. Like, and those are the things that are good.
Yeah, dude.
Because now he would have only became farther and farther behind academically. I just know the path that they were on. And now he has a chance to again, academics aside, because that's not the goal, but to be in a positive community relationship where that behavior is encouraged, and that is a good thing. That is a great thing.
Well, and then in the context of your kids, I mean, I have littles in my situation, but your kids, I mean, your two oldest, they had to be adults pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the choice. You talk about kids laughing and uncontrollably laughing and having so much fun. Well, that's what a kid should do.
Yeah.
And you're giving the childhood back.
Yeah. Right.
That's good.
Right. Yeah. He's no longer changing his 2-year-old brother's diapers.
Yeah, dude.
He's
a wild thing.
He's no longer cooking eggs because he has to. He's cooking eggs because he wants to. Right.
Dude, wow.
Yeah. I mean, that is a
he knows how to
good
cook
thing.
eggs.
What's that?
He knows how to cook eggs.
Oh, dude, every day. That dude will eat 4 eggs a day.
I don't even.
4 eggs a day. He's a monster. Oh yeah. Loves them, man.
That's legit.
Big. He gets upset. He's like, we can't have eggs today. But dude, we had eggs every single day this week. Anyway,
he's like, do you know how much co-op eggs cost? We can't have it. You can't eat $7.50
We're going
a day.
bankrupt, dude. Just this kid's egg eating habit. It's insane, dude. Anyway, shout out Farm Fresh Eggs, dude. Love Farm Fresh
We
eggs.
need some chickens.
Oh, dude, I know.
Dude, Farm Fresh Eggs sponsor us.
So it's I think that those are good things.
Yeah,
those are
no
good
doubt.
things, good within it. I mean, to get all psycho babble, but
And the body keep the score.
no. But foster care is not a person. It is a program, right? It can't be inherently good.
Yeah.
It is what you make of it, and so. I think to tie around our question, is foster care good or bad? I mean, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
And so it's you, the buyer in of, you who decides, hey, you know what? Instead of shutting down our house, we're going to open it up. We're going to adopt, like you are making it good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this question is specifically at foster, but instead of saying, hey, we're going to take the easy route out and have just one kid, we're going to have one biological kid and we're going to entertain foster care. Like, you are making it good in that situation. You are giving a kid in a bad situation a good situation.
Dang.
And so that really is the answer is it's what we are making of it, right? And so it's us who make it good. It is those people inside of it. Are there hardships along the way, Chris? You tell me.
Nah, man, this is easy.
I mean, do you encounter troubles? Do you encounter bad things?
No, man, this is perfect.
And the people you interact with.
Yeah, in the link below, there's a training. It's how to make foster care very easy.
Yeah,
so.
how to make it easy. 3 easy steps to make foster care easy.
That's the course we're selling. It's just pure snake oil, dude. Just like this is how to make foster care easy, and then when you buy it, it says it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, sucker.
I think Jessica used to always say, good is not always easy, right? Do you want the good life or do you want the easy life? I think is what she would say.
Good.
I try to remember exactly, but it's the sentiment is hard things are often good.
Yeah.
And we have to break in specifically in foster care. You have to break free of that context of like, if it's hard, it must be bad. No, it doesn't. It can't be. And
That's good.
It's so paradoxical.
Yeah.
So
in summary,
yeah, dude, you sum it up because I just talked. I just went for like a 5-minute mental stream.
You're good. Foster care is a bad thing that has. Sorry. Foster care is born out of a bad place.
Yeah.
And we make it good.
Yeah.
And that's the point. And there's that. Is foster care perfect? No. People are involved, as you said. And people
Show
are.
me a perfect person, dude. I'm waiting.
Yeah. And
besides Chris, that is slightly above average.
No.
Lead perfect.
But we help make it better.
Yeah.
And there's varying degrees of everything. We have our terrible moments. We have our great moments where you go, wow, we are really making a difference. Yeah. And this is a moment I need to mentally remember for when the crap hits the fan in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, is foster care good and bad? Who knows, man? But we're trying to do good.
Yeah.
And if everyone was good, foster care wouldn't exist.
It wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist.
It does. So, come on, do your part.
Yeah, dude.
We need you to. What's Smokey the Bear say?
Only you can prevent a terrible foster care system.